Hey friends, I'm Courtney Rich with Cake by Courtney. Can you believe Easter is just around the corner? In fact, it's only a couple days away. So if you are still scrambling, trying to figure out what you're going to make for your Easter dessert, look no further, I've got you covered. Today, we're going to make my carrot cake recipe into cupcakes. And we'll be decorating it just like my cake, but in cupcake form. This carrot cake recipe is very much a traditional carrot cake. You'll find spices like cinnamon and nutmeg, cloves and ginger in it. You're also gonna see I used a cream cheese buttercream. That little tangy flavor in there is just perfect with this cake. One thing to note about the recipe, use freshly grated carrots. I can't stress that enough. The freshly grated carrots provide moisture for our cake. They also soften as they bake, compared to the pre-shredded carrots that you can buy packaged at the grocery store. Those ones are hard and they don't have nearly enough moisture to add to your cake. So grab your carrots, a food processor, or even a grater, and grate those carrots on your own before you get started. Turning any of my cake recipes into cupcakes is really quite simple. You're gonna fill the cupcake liners about 2/3 of the way full. Then you're going to bake the cupcakes at 325 instead of 350 like you do with my cakes. And you're gonna bake for about the same time. For this cake, it was about 25 to 27 minutes. Just remember, keep your eye on the cupcakes as they're baking towards the end. When you insert a toothpick in the center of your cake or your cupcakes, you wanna make sure the toothpick comes out with a few moist crumbs on it. And then one full recipe of the cake batter will turn into about 24 cupcakes. Let's talk about what you need. First up is my piping bag with a round tip. I'm then gonna use a little bit of brown food coloring with some vanilla extract to thin it out, and that will be my paint that I splatter onto the cake to make my speckles. I also have a paintbrush, toasted coconut, and some Cadbury mini eggs. To turn my buttercream this beautiful robin egg blue, I used a combination of two colors, periwinkle and turquoise. Just a little squirt of each is gonna give you plenty of color to give this awesome robin egg blue. So first thing we're gonna do is use our piping bag and put our robin egg blue color onto each of the cupcakes. Now, when you're piping, it's important to hold your piping bag the right way. You always twist the top really well and tight, and then lock it with your thumb and apply pressure with your fingers. Next, I'm gonna hold the piping bag directly on top of the cupcake and then create a center and then just swirl around in one big motion. All right, now I've got my food glove on because I'm gonna get my hands a little dirty. I'm going to just dab my paintbrush into my food coloring and vanilla mixture, soak it up. Using my finger, I'm just going to flick the food coloring right on to my cupcakes in all different directions to get this speckled look. Before I clean up my hands, I'm actually gonna take my Cadbury eggs and give those a little sprinkle of paint as well. All right, with the buttercream done, it's time to add our toasted coconut. With our coconut, we're just going to sprinkle a little bit right on top of the cupcake. And then just using your finger, you'll kind of push it out to the edge or closer to the edge of the cupcake and create a little bit of a hole. Now we're just gonna add some of our Cadbury eggs. How simple was that? We're taking a layered cake recipe, turning it into cupcakes, and I love doing this because it saves a little bit of time when you're prepping and decorating, but it's equally as cute and, most importantly, equally delicious. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen today. For all of my recipes, you can head over to cakebycourtney.com and follow along on Instagram at cakebycourtney for more tutorials just like this one. Happy Easter.